something just came over me about 15 minutes before I actually got into the fight. We were in the dressing room and had the gloves on, and that's the scary part, you know, when you get your gloves on, because you can't take them off. So with that, it's, you know, you're doing a bit of stretching, you're doing a bit of this, and then all of a sudden, I just turned to my dad, and out of nothing, I said, and I wasn't being disrespectful to anybody, and I said, Delaney's time is up.
Ronnie Delaney.
Ronnie, right? Because you know he was 1956, 36 years since I did, and I wasn't being disrespectful. And I said, he said, what? I said, Delaney's time is up, Dad. I'm winning this gold medal. And he said every hair in his body stood up, and he goes, his words, not mine. This little fecker's gonna do this. He's gonna do this. He says, yeah. And I got just my head into his zone. I didn't look at anybody when we were going into the arena. All the lads were there all screaming. I just put my head down, walked through the Okebabs. Didn't have to look at him too many times because he was a bloody giant, you know what I mean? And I said, stick with the plan, stick with the plan. And the plan was to bring him forward, you know? And if he came forward, he was getting my right hook, you know? And there was something like probably 1,000 Irish people in that arena that day, you know what I mean? Because with the supporters from the rest of the Irish team, the Olympic team, they came to see us box. And people, it's not too far, you know, where Barcelona is from Saloon, places like people coming up from the holidays and getting tickets in the whole 9 yards. And
it was the sort of Italia 90
yeah,
follow-on,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
And the songs and ole, ole.
And then all of a sudden you walked into the arena and you thought you were in the National Stadium, for God's sakes, you know what I mean? Because it's, you know, you get into the ring and the Irish, you know, people support you. And it was a good thing and a bad thing as well that, you know, all of a sudden it was, oh God, like now I'm really going to have to perform, you know. And then the next part was, like sometimes when I missed with a punch, they still cheered it, you know what I mean, in that regards, you know. So
if you look back in the fight now, and it's all on YouTube, but it's there with American commentary if people want to watch it. Yeah. And the commentators, as the fight is about to start, talk about Hernandez having been vastly superior in skill. Yeah. And that Carruth's prospects look bleak for this fight. So is this in your head at all? Or are
no, I never let it get to me. You know, I said, the whole world told me I couldn't win that fight. I was the only one not listening. Right? And that's what I done to myself. I got myself into a better frame of mind than anybody could. You know, I went into this, he's 67 kilos, I'm 67 kilos. Okay? He's got 2 arms, I've got 2 arms. 2 legs, end of story. I didn't say because he's 7 feet high, tall, or whatever he was. You know, the bottom line was, again, we're 2 southpaws, and southpaws will always try who's got the quickest right hand. I had, he hadn't. You know? He went behind for the first time in his life in the competition. He went behind with me, and I don't think he ever recovered from that, because he said, "What the hell? This little fella shouldn't be beating me," you know. And I boxed the perfect fight, and I really did. I outboxed him. I out-hustled him, I out-bustled him in the whole 9 yards. The public warning didn't help in the second round.
That's right. So
holding, you know,
3 points
was given to his score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and even that, when I came back after that round, it was all even. But I should have been 8-5 up only for that public warning. I don't know what the referee was looking at. You know what I mean? So he was a bit silly. He was, in the sense that, like, he wasn't a good ref. You know, because to me, when I look back at it, you know, oh geez, how could he give me a warning for that? You know, and then and I don't know if you ever listened to the American broadcaster. You know, they called me the fiddler Carruth or something, right? And I went, where the hell are they going with this thing, the fiddler? He says he fiddles his way to the front and he stays in front. You know, and that's the way they worded it. You know, because when I listened to it the first time, I never laughed so much in my life. I swear to God, the fiddler Carruth, and they couldn't believe here I am beating this Cuban. You know, and I suppose, you know, it shocked a lot of people, especially in the boxing world, that, you know, a little 5'7" can beat the 6'3" Cuban, you know, and the world champion and everything that he was. But I had a bigger belief in myself than most people.
That's the word I wanted to ask you about.
If you believe, you achieve, and that's my motto all my life. You know what I mean? And with that, I pass it on to my kids. I pass it on to my kids in my boxing club. If you believe in yourself, you're gonna work better.
And did you all the way through? I mean, you know, the 7-year-old who said it is like you. I mean, it's obviously something that was just in you.
Well, when you think about when the bell went for the last time, right? Like, he couldn't get to me anymore. I couldn't get to him anymore either, you know. But then I went over and I don't know if you ever watched the hug I gave my dad. We nearly collapsed, the pair of us, right? In the sense that like it was a tough fight, it was a long fight, it was the whole 9 years, but we knew we'd won. You know, we knew we'd won this. You know, like I think my dad got a jockey off somebody from one of the Irish lads was saying, he's 3 points up. You know, like, that dance. You know, so and I'm looking, you're trying to look down in your corner to see if they give you instructions still. You know, even the 6'3" Cuban's trying to kill you. You know what I mean? And I'm looking down and I see him going, did he go like that or did he go like that? I went, you know what I mean? And so I stopped looking down at them. You know what I mean? And but then I knew straight away. The two of us knew, the boxers. The boxers are the best judges in the world. You know when you've won and you know when you've lost. You know when you've got one and you know when you shouldn't have got one. You know what I mean?
Do you remember what's going through your mind when you're waiting for the hand to be
I was looking
raised?
up at the heavens. Everybody's gone. I was looking up at the heavens and I was looking at Gary and I said, come on, give me this one. You know, that's all I ever want, just this one. You know what I mean? And I was looking up at him and he gave me the thumbs up. So that was it. So I had rehearsed how I was going to actually celebrate, that I was going to get down and bless myself. All right, not that I'm over religious or anything like that, but Ronnie Delaney done that in 1956, so I kind of didn't want to ruin his one. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden, when a referee has hold of your hand, he normally has, when you've won, he's nearly strangling you, for the want of a word. And this fella barely had a hold of me, and I'm going like this, will you hold my hand? Because all of a sudden you get the Roy Jones moment. You know, don't tell me they're going to rob me. You know, he got my hand to there, and that's all I needed. All I had in the red corner, and that's the fair he got me head to there. And I was described as a gymnast in pain. You know, the way I celebrated, jumping around the place. Thank God that the ropes were there. You know what I mean? Because I would have been in definitely more pain, and it was just madness out of me. And I just didn't care, because it was the greatest prize that you can win as an amateur person is the Olympic Games, and I'd won the greatest prize in the world. You know, and
when you finished jumping, you
and
went
my
to
father,
your dad,
and then I went to meet that. No, I got a little bit caught up. I went back off to his corner. I shook hands with the two coaches and himself, and then with the referee. Gave me that an unbelievable hug, you know, and then he says to me, thanks. I said, for what? He said, for keeping your promise. I turned into that 7-year-old again in that corner, you know, and I went, my God, I said, you know, and I said, I couldn't believe he remembered that, you know what I mean, in that regard. And he said, thanks for keeping your promise.